All right. So I've had the privilege to work with two really extraordinary progressive companies recently. When you all break for lunch, which now that I've said lunch, you're probably all thinking about lunch. You're going to be looking at a bag from Lululemon Athletica. And on that bag are a number of different things that the founder of that company wanted to make critical to the culture of the company. Things like friends are more important than money. Things like dance, sing, floss, and travel. Things like wear sunscreen. Things like don't rely on your old age pension. And I've also had the privilege to work with Tom's Shoes. So both companies, I think how many people know about Tom's Shoes? Okay, in this age group, how many people know about Lululemon Athletica? Oh, okay. All right, so I want to tell you guys something. Because, you know, I'm a mom, I'm likely to put you to work during lunch. Here's the background of what we're going to be doing. I want you to know that who I see you as, the young people that are here in this room, it's very likely that you will have careers that don't exist today for you to say, oh, I want to be a this. It's very likely that you will be something that you will invent through defining yourself. It's also very likely that you will remember this day for the rest of your life. Someone that sang, someone that spoke, someone that's read poetry will touch your life and alter something about you in a beneficial way, and you will remember it your entire life. Now, here's what I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk to you about you, because you're going to be talking about you. You've been hearing about everybody else. I'm pretty interesting, but I'm not as interesting as you. So I want to just teach you how to do a couple things. First of all, you want to get very clear that you are born into a sea of beliefs. You aren't defining yourself all the time, because everything else is defining you, right? You get defined by where you're born, by who you are, by who your mom is. Hi, Mom, and my husband. It's so awesome, my daughter, Hunter. Like, you get born into a family, and there's gender, there's the sexuality that Cindy was talking, there's all those things. So before we get to take the step of defining ourselves, we need to get clear about what is this entire sea of stuff that's defining us. What is pushing back on us? So one of the things that I like to do to be able to talk about that is have this distinction of what's above the line and what's below the line. So what's above the line in our life is when we connect with love, when we have faith, when we have, most importantly, choice, when we have possibility, when we're able to forgive, when we're able to discern things instead of judge them. So in this speech that I just watched Cindy deliver, she distinguished that judgment is something that takes us below the line. Being able to discern, to communicate, to understand, takes us above and connects us with who we really are. When we go below the line, we're often in guilt, fear, anxiety, resentment. And I think how it still shows up in younger people is, you know, who am I to say? Or what if I look awkward, or what if I look weird? And you don't think someone who's 51 doesn't think that same stuff? I'm teaching a class right now up at Temescal with a friend of Jason Pitts. Where's Jason? Mariana Novak says hi. Anyway, I guess she was your principal. But the way I demonstrate what goes on in our heads is it's like there's a chicken in there talking to us. And that becomes often the voice that we listen to. So I have this little mechanical chicken that goes, bah, 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 bah. You know, so as you do your work over lunch, I'm going to ask you to begin to define yourself by what you want that's above the line for yourself. And the way that I like to do that is draw a big circle. When you look in your lunch bag, you're going to see that there's a piece of paper with a circle on it, and you all got notebooks, right? So here's the deal. Actually do what I'm asking you to do. Like, it's not going to take that long, but just help each other and start this. Draw a big circle, and in the middle of it, write what you want. What do you want? A lot of times, people of all ages can tell me, well, Suzanne, this is what I don't want. I don't want to work in a cubicle. I don't want to do the job my dad had. Well, I don't want to be like that girl. Or I don't want to have my life turn out like that. They're very clear about what they don't want, and that displaces the opportunity and the time they have to talk about what they do want. So in the middle of the circle, write what you want. And on the outside of the circle, write what you don't want. And get clear, like if you got born into a family where people don't communicate openly and honestly, then you can say that that might be something you don't want. Then get very clear about what you do want. You know, do you want to have a family where it's okay, like Cindy said, to be able to talk about our sexuality, to talk about how we feel? Do you, if you are someone who's working to alter the quality of your environment, then instead of being against pollution, you can be for personal responsibility, corporate responsibility, all those kinds of things. So what I really want to be able to leave you guys with is a great question. See, because all of you are, I hope it comes across. I don't look at you as kids. It's huge to be in high school. My oldest son, Surya, who's now 29, taught me how stressful it was to be in his 20s. It's pretty easy for me. I know who I am to some level. I know who my husband is. I know who my children are. A lot's been defined, and a lot of it has been by choice, and it's a terrific life. You guys are making choices every day that will affect the legacy that you get to leave. So being able to have the spiritual fitness, the personal power to be able to make a choice that's correct for you in that moment, to not get in that car, to whatever it is you need to say or not say, it's very, very critical that you know that you have the choice to have choice. So when we go let you out for lunch, the other thing that's kind of exciting is there's going to be lunches in a bag, and I want you to find 5 other people that you don't know in this audience and have lunch with them so that you can talk about what I'm raising as an issue, talk about everything that's happened in the conference so far. Put what you want on the outside of the circle and what you do want on the inside of the circle. And begin to create your life today by what you're choosing versus what you might be avoiding or uncomfortable about or judging. So get as much of you as you can in the center of the circle. And I tell you what, like the people that are here in this room, instead of being someplace else, you are receiving something that you will remember for the rest of your life. And I'd like you to also write that down. One last way to get clear about what you want is to ask yourself the question, what do you want to live to see? And I would love to live to see all of you have the next Toms, to have the next Lululemon, to be the entrepreneurs of the New World Order. So thank you very much, and I want you guys to get to work, okay?